and violence, has always been here. And then on the flip side, there's always been heroes and people who had the moral courage and bravery to stand up to these systems. So, and had the creativity, to go around some of these laws and create change. So when Congressman Lewis died in Atlanta this past summer, there was a vigil that's the first Sunday after, he had died. And, all kinds of people came out, and it was really like spur of the moment and everything. But one of his mentees, Congressman Lewis's mentees, he was speaking at the vigil, and, we did like a march from one of the streets named after Congressman Lewis all the way to this mural in Atlanta that's very popular. And you're walking, these same routes of the civil rights history. So it's very, that energy is very alive and breathing in Atlanta. But the mentee, he said, one of the last things Congressman Lewis had told him was keep them marching. So, he said, tonight, he's passing the torch to us, and we have to continue to pass that torch. And so, just like when you watch these movies and you're like, oh my gosh, these people are so brave, or, it's a reflection back to you, so, you are those people that, were back then, so, and some people who were around, back then and are still here now, fighting for, against injustice. So just really remembering that and, feel your feelings and, about everything you saw tonight and going forward. But, just do your best to channel that energy over the next 33 days in however you can help in whatever way, whether it's, the Biden campaign, or if it's your local or state Democratic Party, or the Senate races or congressional races. I mean, there's so much going on. So, or if you have just a popular, not popular, but just an organization that you like that's doing, advocacy work, just plug yourself in somewhere and then just give it your all. It doesn't have to be, all day, every day, but just whatever, you can give. And there's so many different ways you can help digitally. So I put a few websites in fairfight.com and then vote.org. That's a great resource to just, I was thinking about doing this, just like sharing it on your Facebook every now and then, because you never know, who's looking at it, and it breaks down all the election information for each state. So there's vote.org, fairfight.com, and Power the Polls. They're recruiting poll workers. So so definitely, if you're like heavily involved, like, most people on this call, definitely consider being a poll watcher or a poll worker, whether you're inside or outside the polling locations, if you can. And Fair Fight, they're in at least 18 to 20 battleground states. So you have to fill out the information, and then depending on which state you're in, they will communicate directly with you. And they're also working with the state party. So there's all types of things you can do for voter protection, and things before the election, during, and then even after the election. Like if there's, recounts, or they're looking at ballots, sometimes they need volunteers to go and oversee, what's happening. So I think that's all I have. But again, definitely share the film with people, whatever way you can, So other than that, I'm around for questions, afterwards, but I want to introduce Mr. Jimmy Dennis. And Jimmy, he has a very, unique and interesting story. There's a great article about his story in Rolling Stone, on rollingstone.com. I'll attach the link in the chat, but he's going to share a little bit about his experience around voting rights and, any thoughts you have, Jimmy, on the film.
Yeah, thank you so much, Robyn. I was struck by watching the film, just seeing what went on in the past and is still going on today. I couldn't help but think about all the previous champions that have came before us, like Medgar Evers, who tragically was murdered for registering people to vote, and so many others in the civil rights movement. And I often tell people about the importance of the courts, the US Supreme Court, the district court, and the federal courts, and the power that voting has to affect change, positive change, or affect how we live in this country for the next 30 years, 60 years, so on and so forth. So with me, I was an innocent man on death row. I spent 25.5 years on death row. And I'm going to give you a short version of the story. I did not fit any physical characteristics of the perpetrators. The perpetrators were said to be 5'10" to 6 foot tall, 180 to 200 pounds, dark skin complexion as in Miles Davis, the jazz trumpeter, and Wesley Snipes, the actor. That's dark skin complexion. You see, I'm brown skin. I am 5'4", and at the time, I weighed 125 pounds. So being in prison and dealing with the court system was very important to me. I knew and I understood that I would never get a fair trial at some point. All people in prison know, especially innocent people, that they will not get a fair trial unless they get the federal court. But there's a caveat. The caveat is that you have to have the right judges in place, fair-minded judges who will weigh the evidence properly and not make up law willy-nilly as they go about, right? So when we elect the president, we have to understand that that president likely will appoint judges to the US Supreme Court. That president will also appoint judges to every single federal court in this country. And so when I hear people often saying free so-and-so or talking about criminal justice reform, you cannot be for criminal justice reform, or you can't feel passionate about freeing so-and-so if you don't vote, if you don't encourage people to vote, if you don't get out and be active. Because right now as we speak, we see what's going on with the US Supreme Court, right? Right now as we speak, the current president has appointed over 200 judges to federal court outside of the 2 he has already appointed to the US Supreme Court. That dramatically affects whether or not your loved one or somebody you're advocating for or somebody that you care about has a fair appeal process or not. As I said, from 1991 into 2013, I labored in prison without ever having a fair appeal process until I got to federal court. And I got lucky because I had a fair-minded judge and the Honorable Judge Anita Brody, who wrote a magnificent opinion stating that I was wrongfully convicted. And so I would just say to everybody watching and everybody listening, go forth, encourage people to work, continue to do the jobs that you're doing, work diligently, be effective at what you do, give it all you got when you can, and go forth and continue to have faith that we can change this system in this country for the better.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. Oh my goodness. It's you just simple way of connecting the dots, and it's so true. Not everybody is aware of that. And, thank you so much for using your voice still and still maintaining hope, after everything you've been through. Definitely, I just hope that, all of us can take some of that hope that, Jimmy still has, and you just, again, really try to use that over these next 30 something days and continue to speak with people and reach out to people. whatever you can do, you never know how you're going to impact somebody else. And you never know, again, the information people don't have, or you might assume they know, and they may not know, may not want to ask or know where to find the information. So again, information is powerful, your vote is powerful, and just what we're all doing today, coming together, continuously bringing people in and partnering and getting, connected. So thank you so much, Jimmy. And I'm
Thank you
going to
for
pass it
having me.
on. Oh yeah, you're welcome. And I did put it, I think someone, Kristen or Carrie, put in the chat box, there's a GoFund, a Freedom Fund, Freedom Trust, to support Jimmy and his speaking engagements and everything that he's doing. So maybe if whoever posted it, if you could post it one more time at the bottom. And then, Kristen has a question. Kristen, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah, so hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
I can hear you, sis.
What's up? It's so
How you doing, sis?
Inside story. Jimmy is my friend for what, 20 years?
Yes, yes.
We started
my adopted brother.
Yeah. We started writing letters when he was in prison, and I wrote him regularly. And then I moved to Pennsylvania and I visited him. I drove across Pennsylvania once a month to visit you.
Yeah.
And,
yes, you did.
Yeah, and then I just remember I was thinking about this while you were talking, remembering how I would have to be like, Jimmy, you have to go outside for, even if it's only for an hour and it's in a horrible, you have to go outside. You have to look at the sky and get some inspiration to keep going. And I feel like it's the perfect metaphor for what we're going through right now. Because
right.
Whole country and everybody that cares about this election, I feel like we're being held hostage by an emotional terrorist,
Right.
and it's so hard to keep the faith and to keep fighting. Honestly, I know a lot of people who've been active for about 4 years straight or longer, and they're literally just like frozen in their emotions right now. Like they feel hopeless, or they can't pay attention because they're just incapacitated with the overwhelming amount. I mean, just last night's debate alone, it was like, like someone assaulted me last night, like, and I wasn't even there. I think you have the best advice for getting through that side of things, how to keep fighting. Go ahead, tell us, because I know you've been through the darkest struggle there is.
Right. So what I would tell everybody out there listening, and what I want to encourage people to understand is, in life, we're going to go through trials and tribulations. Nothing's going to be easy. What we're dealing with now isn't easy. Like, I understand completely how everybody feels. Think about it for a minute, right? We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a crucial election, and we're still trying to maintain our health, go to work, feed our families, people losing jobs, so on and so forth like that. I get it. But when I was on death row for something I didn't do, I had 25 years of my life stolen away, but I never gave up infinite hope. I always believed that my day of truth would come out. I would always talk to Chris and her lovely parents about my day of truth would come, and it came. And so I say to you to understand that no matter what happens today and no matter what befalls you, the sun will always shine tomorrow. And what that does is that brings promise and hope of a new day. And so if we come out and we vote in droves like we did in 2008, in 2012, we could get it done, right? We could get the right people in place to turn things around, to stop the division within the country, to stop the hate within the country, and bring us all together to try to have justice and peace like we all really want to have, and have a productive society and move forth in a positive way. So no matter what you go through, and I know listen, don't get it twisted. We all gonna have those moments where we be like, you know, last night was a moment for everybody's like, pulling your hair out and things like that. I get it. But, right, people can always see through the bull crap. People can always see the truth. It is up to all of you who are working in the field to knock on doors, educate people, to talk to people online, to educate them about the facts, right? Because nowadays, perception is reality. Well, you change perception from reality with the truth. Fight the lies with the truth, right? Give people the facts, show them the facts, right? And that's how we can get through this together as one. And no matter what happens in November, just understand that brighter days are ahead, right? And keep moving forth to fight for justice, you know, to get our community, the world community in this country, back to a loving manner where we don't see hate running rampant. You know, we have to understand that these people who hate, as I said in the song, hate the skin I'm in, they wish to stay in a chromatic state, right? They're the dinosaurs of old, right? And life is passing them by and they're afraid. And that's what hate is all about. Hate is not innate. It's not in our DNA. It's something that's taught, right? We all understand and know this. So we can get past this and we can move past this. But we got to keep loving on each other and keep fighting for justice and keep fighting for true democracy. And in that movie, we seen that even though Stacey Abrams was defeated, she still had it within herself, even now, to continue to go forth, to keep fighting the good fight. That's what you must take away from that movie. No matter what comes, what may, keep fighting the good fight. And if you keep fighting the good fight and you never give up hope, and as I always say, and my mantra is never ever give up. If you never ever give up, everything is going to be all right. Trust and believe in the Creator that everything is going to be all right.
We're all virtually clapping for you, Jimmy.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so I'll pass it back over to all the envoys for humanity. They're just fantastic. And some of us, the way we all kind of came together is our little team, Georgia grassroots group. For Joe, we met we met each other in Iowa and then kept in touch and, you know, did some work together in South Carolina. And so I love being a part of your group, and it's such a great connection with everybody. So thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this and for screening this fabulous film. And again, please share the film and any of the resources in the chat.
Thank you. Wow, Jimmy, thank you so much. Your words are just so powerful. Yeah, your words are just so powerful. So thank you so much for not giving up and for being willing to share your story and speak out, because that, I think that probably is a whole nother beast to get to that point too. So thank you so much. And I just want to talk just slightly about your music, because not only are you just an incredible human being, but you have a beautiful voice. So will you talk
thank you so much.
That? And so what we're going to do is, as we kind of roll the credits with our slideshow, we're going to play again some of your music. And so if people want to hang out for just a couple of minutes and just listen to the music as the slideshow goes on, as you're kind of, you know, getting up and feeling re-energized, feel free to stick around. So tell us a little bit about your music.
So immediately when I came home from being stolen away, I went right in the studio. I've been blessed to have the music community who I was stolen away from welcome me back with open arms. And I worked with many great musicians and producers and singers, and I'm just having a ball writing and Singing Again. And I have 3 singles out now. You Said being the first one. All You Done Went and Did It was my second single last year when the Rolling Stone article came out. And just recently on August 28th, I released Hate the Skin I'm In, a song I just mentioned to you about racism and the resilience and the beautifulness of Black people, to that no matter what we go through, we are resilient people and that we can make it through hate of any kind, so on and so forth. And I'm working with a super producer and Michael Boykins. Gwen Jackson is the COO of my record label and my company. And Mateo Glustein, who worked on my first single, You Said, and Daryl Piano Man Marshall, who I created Hate the Skin I'm With, and All You Went and Did It. And I'm just having fun writing and Singing Again. And all I ever wanted to do before I was stolen away, I was making music and I was in the business. And so I'm happy to be pursuing my dream again. And all I want to do is have people listen to good music and make people happy, and make people think when they listen to my music, and make them happy, or conjure up some good memory for everyone, you know, to share with their loved ones or their significant others. So that's what I'm been doing. I got some more new music coming out before the year is over, on November 23rd. So Hate the Skin I'm In is the latest single on all musical platforms. You can find my music on all musical platforms, Spotify, iTunes, wherever y'all, Pandora, Deezer, wherever y'all go get music from, Apple Music, I'm there. All my music is there, and I hope you give it a listen, and I hope you enjoy it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll make sure that we post, I posted all of Jimmy's information in our Facebook group. It's called The Envoy Way. It's a public group, so you can feel free to join.
Thank you.
And right now we have this interview right here posted in there with all of his social media. So we are here to support you, Jimmy. And
thank you.
I would love to keep in touch and just kind of check in and see how you're doing. And what we're all about here at Envoys for Humanity is just really supporting each other. It's going to take coalitions. It's going to take people working across the country, working across different life experiences and backgrounds, and bringing all of that knowledge and that experience together.
Indeed.
I always have a saying, my strength comes from your strength. And so I'm the kind of person that I get strength from the people around me. And so it's so important, especially during these times. We're here for each other. We're here in it together. And we all have our struggles, and it all just makes us stronger and more powerful when we are in this fight together. So
I agree.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Robyn, so much for hosting us.
Thank you, Robyn.
Kristen, for putting this all together with the documentary and the
screening. I see y'all.
And thank you so much to everybody that stayed with us for the craziness that was in the beginning, but we made it, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this in November. I feel so full right now, and you guys are all part of that. So thank you so much. So what we're gonna do now, Scott, if you wanna go ahead and screen share, then we're gonna play some of Jimmy's magic. And as the credits kind of roll out, and everybody just have a wonderful night, and thank you so much. We do tomorrow, we do have a North Carolina style Zocalo Zoom. And so you can go to envoysforhumanity.org, and you can find that information on our virtual events page. And we're gonna do postcarding to possibly purge voters in North Carolina, while we listen to Lipbone, who is an amazing artist, amazing musician, love live art. We're gonna be able to talk to Mo Davis, who's running for a congressional district there in North Carolina, and just talk about everything North Carolina. So join us for that tomorrow. It's the same time as it was today. So 5 to 7 Pacific time, and then all the math for that. Yes, and alcohol will be included. So thank you guys so much. And Scott, if you want to screen share, then we are ready to roll it out. And have a wonderful, wonderful night.
We'll wreck it. wish to stay in a Cro-Magnon state. Change disarms you of your privilege. You fear me even when I don't seek to harm you. 'Cause you hate the skin I'm in. Hate the skin I'm in. You hate my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black skin. 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 Don't wanna move the needle. You'd rather keep us in this place. A systematic change. No more praying, begging, pleading, I'm telling you. 'Cause you hate the skin of me. Hate my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black skin. 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 You hate my beautiful. You hate my beautiful, beautiful black skin. Hate my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black skin. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black skin. Hate my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black skin. I love my beautiful, 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 beautiful black skin. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black skin. Love my beautiful. Nothing you could ever do can take away beautiful black skin. Love my beautiful, 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 beautiful black skin.